Most people look at the sticker price when buying a stove and think gas is cheaper, but energy waste, methane leaks, and health fees mean you're actually paying hundreds more each year than that price tag suggests. Gas stoves waste energy, leak methane even when off, and pump harmful chemicals into everyday homes. Meanwhile, induction cooktops can cut energy bills by up to 50%. Cook food twice as fast, and induction users save roughly $400 to $600 per year on total costs. The real math starts with what seems like the most obvious comparison: those price tags in the store. Walk into any appliance store and the price tags tell a clear story. Basic gas stoves sit there for $200 to $400. Right next to them, induction cooktops start at around $1,000 for a full-size model and go up from there. The choice seems obvious. Most people grab the gas stove and think they just saved hundreds of dollars. Retailers know exactly how to display these prices. They put the big red numbers front and center. Gas stoves get the budget-friendly labels. Induction gets pushed as premium or luxury cooking. The whole setup makes gas look like the smart money choice every single time. But here's what changes everything about those numbers. The sticker price is just the beginning. Gas stoves need way more than what you see on that price tag. First, most homes need new gas lines installed. A basic gas line connection runs $500 to $800 if you're lucky. Older homes or apartments without existing gas, that jumps to $1,500 or even $2,000. Then there's a ventilation system. Gas stoves pump out fumes that need somewhere to go. A proper range hood with outside venting adds another $300 to $800 to the bill. Compare that to an induction setup. Most induction cooktops just plug into a regular outlet. Some bigger models need a 240-volt connection, but that usually costs under $200 to install. No gas lights, no special ventilation required. Then there's the cookware situation. Here's where things get interesting. Cast iron and most stainless steel pans work right away on induction. Any cookware that sticks to a magnet works perfectly. Meanwhile, gas stove buyers often replace their cookware anyway. Those old lightweight pans don't heat evenly on gas burners. People end up buying heavier, better pans that cost just as much as induction-compatible ones. Add up all those hidden costs and something surprising happens. A $200 gas stove actually costs $1,200 to $2,800 once everything gets installed. The $1,000 induction cooktop might need $200 worth of electric work. Suddenly, the real purchase price difference shrinks to almost nothing. The sticker price never includes all the extras needed to make it work in your kitchen. But these upfront costs are just the start. The monthly bills create an even bigger surprise that most people never see coming. Gas stoves waste massive amounts of energy in ways most people never realize. When you turn on a gas burner, most of the energy flies right past your food and heats up your entire kitchen instead. Think of trying to warm your hands around a campfire. Most heat goes up into the sky. Gas stoves work the same way, losing 60% of their energy to surrounding air. Only 40 cents of every dollar you spend on gas actually cooks your food. Induction cooktops do something completely different. They create invisible magnetic fields that heat up your pan directly. No flames, no wasted heat shooting everywhere. The energy goes straight into the bottom of your cookware and nowhere else. Induction reaches 90% efficiency by heating only the pan bottom. Nearly every cent of electricity you pay for goes directly into cooking. For comparison, regular electric stoves sit around 75% efficiency. Better than gas, but still not as good as induction. The difference shows up immediately in cooking speed. Picture this everyday example. You want to boil water for pasta. A gas stove takes about 8 minutes to get a pot of water bubbling. The same amount of water on induction, 4 minutes. Induction can boil water nearly twice as fast as gas. Half the time means half the energy used. This efficiency gap shows up fast on monthly utility bills. Families who cook regularly pay $30 to $50 more each month just because their gas stove wastes so much energy. That extra cost happens every single month, year after year. Here's what this means for people over time. Induction users save $400 to $600 every year on energy costs compared to gas. Those savings happen automatically just from cooking the same meals with better technology. Think about what $500 in yearly savings means over a stove's lifetime. Most people keep their stoves for 10 to 15 years. The energy savings alone add up to $5,000 to $7,500 over that time period. Those energy savings pay for the higher induction price within just 2 to 3 years. After that, it's pure money back in your pocket every month. But energy waste creates just one part of the problem. When gas stoves pump all that wasted energy into your kitchen, they're also releasing something far more expensive and higher than electricity bills. Nobody talks about those chemicals that include nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, and benzene that get released straight into kitchen air every time someone lights a gas spreader. These harmful substances don't just disappear, they stick around and build up over time. Think of it like a running small car engine inside your house. The fumes have nowhere to go except into your lungs. Nitrogen dioxide causes asthma and makes existing respiratory problems worse. Carbon monoxide can cause headaches and dizziness. Benzene is linked to serious long-term health problems. Studies show that nitrogen dioxide from gas cooking increases asthma risk, specifically in children. Kids living in homes with gas stoves face higher rates of breathing problems compared to kids at homes with electric cooking. Picture what this costs families in real money. A child with asthma needs rescue inhalers that cost $50 to $80 each. Controller medications run $200 to $400 per month. Doctor visits add another $300 to $500 yearly. Parents miss work days when kids have breathing problems. Those missed days cost families hundreds more in lost wages. Compare this to induction cooking. It produces zero indoor air pollution, no harmful chemicals, no breathing problems from cooking. The air in the kitchen stays clean no matter how much someone cooks. Families dealing with respiratory issues often see improvements after switching to induction. Reduced inhaler use and lower medication costs can save hundreds of dollars yearly. Some families report cutting their monthly asthma medication expenses significantly within months of making the switch. Here's what makes the problem even worse. Gas stoves leak methane even when turned off. These invisible leaks happen 24 hours a day from gas line connections and stove parts. Families breathe these chemicals continuously, not just while cooking. The long-term health costs add up fast. Families dealing with gas stove pollution spend an extra $200 to $500 every year on medical expenses. Prescription medications, doctor visits, and missed workdays all cost real money that people don't connect to their cooking method. The health savings from switching to induction can reach $200 to $500 per year for families with breathing problems. That money stays in their pockets instead of going to pharmacies and doctors. But these health expenses aren't the only costs that gas stoves create invisibly. There's another hidden expense that affects everyone's bills, whether they cook with gas or not. Every gas stove acts like a small oil well, leaking climate-damaging methane around the clock. These leaks happen from gas line connections, stove joints, and internal parts. The methane escapes 24 hours a day whether the stove is on or off. Think of it like a tiny hole in a garden hose where water keeps dripping out, even when nobody is using it. Gas stoves work the same way, with methane seeping out continuously from dozens of connection points throughout the system. This invisible leak costs everyone money through climate damage and carbon pricing. Many regions are adding carbon fees to gas bills to offset climate damage. What this means for people is simple. Gas cooking gets more expensive every year as those carbon costs increase. Here's what makes methane so much worse than regular carbon dioxide. Methane traps heat 25 to 86 times more effectively than carbon dioxide for warming the planet. A small methane leak causes massive climate damage compared to other emissions. Gas cooking releases methane that's 25 to 86 times more potent than carbon dioxide, plus carbon dioxide from combustion, leading to substantially more climate impact than induction. These environmental costs show up as rising carbon taxes and environmental fees on monthly gas bills. Picture what induction power by renewable energy creates for ongoing emissions. Almost zero. No methane leaks, no burning fossil fuels, no continuous pollution pumping into the atmosphere. Clean electricity from solar and wind power creates nearly no environmental damage. The long-term financial impact hits families as carbon costs increase over the next decade. Environmental economists predict carbon fees will double or triple by 2030. Gas cooking costs will rise along with these fees. Here's what these environmental costs add to yearly gas cooking expenses right now. Families pay an extra $50 to $100 annually just for the carbon damage their gas stoves cause. These fees increase every year as governments crack down on climate pollution. The bottom line for families is clear. Switching to induction eliminates this growing environmental tax completely. No more carbon fees, no more methane leak costs, and no more rising environmental charges on monthly bills. Induction also protects families against future carbon cost increases. While gas cooking gets more expensive every year, induction costs stay stable or even decrease as renewable energy gets cheaper. When people see all these costs together, their real problems tell a completely different story about which cooking method actually saves money. Add up all these hidden costs and the numbers change everything. That cheap $400 gas stove actually costs $2,000 to $3,000 more over 5 years than induction. Installation fees, wasted energy bills, health expenses, and environmental costs pile up month after month. The smart money is on induction. It pays for itself through energy savings, health benefits, and environmental advantages. Families save hundreds every year just from cooking more efficiently. These savings start immediately after installation, putting money back in your pocket from the first month. Start calculating your real cooking costs today and discover how much you could save by making the switch. Drop a comment below about your experience with gas or induction cooking. The math is clear once you see all the hidden expenses.